What's going on, everybody? Sergi here, back with another quick video. Before we do get this video started, just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. It is officially 2019. It is January 1st today, so first day of the year. I hope everyone had a great holiday, had a great New Year, had a great 2018. We almost made it to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Unfortunately, we did come up a little short. But if you are watching this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. I really think this year is the video that I really think this year is the year that this channel takes off. And any sort of support always helps out. So if you guys hit that subscribe button for me, really appreciate it. But today, starting off the year with a YouTube video for you guys. I'm really excited to start bringing out a lot more content and stuff like that for you all for this year. And today we're just going to be talking about the 5 things that I really love about my WRX. So it is January 2019 right now. I got this car April 2018, so I've had this car for about 8 to 9 months. And I want to talk about 5 things that I really love about this car, 5 things that, you know, I sat down and I thought about what are some things that I really like about this car, what are my top 5 things. So these are just going to be the things that doesn't necessarily mean that it's just specific to the WRX, but just this car in general, what this car brings, what it has to offer aside from it being what it is, being a WRX. Maybe this will help you all out if you're interested in getting one of these cars. Maybe it'll help you out on making your decision. But the first thing that I do want to talk about is just going to be the overall space that this car has. Now, the WRX is considered a family sedan. So this car, as far as the body style and stuff, it does fall in the same category as like an Accord or a Camry or anything like that. So with that being said, this car is going to have really good space. It does offer really good space from the front seats, the back seats, and also the trunk space. So let me show you guys that really quick. So I'm pretty scooted up because I'm pretty short. I'm like 5'4", I'm not the tallest person ever, but you have really good leg space here in the driver's seat, and then you can scoot this seat back a lot more. And then passenger seat has really good space. My girlfriend is pretty short also, and she's basically the only one that really sits there, but lots of leg room and everything in the front row. Now the back seat also, I have some stuff back here, but the back seat, actually, let me put this on the top. The back seat, there's a lot of legroom for the people that ride in the back also. There's a lot of headroom, there's a lot of legroom, and the seats are pretty big. So this car has a lot of space to offer, and I do want to show you guys the trunk of this car. This car has a lot of space, and the trunk has a lot of headroom and leg space and stuff. In the rear, just all around, it's a really good car as far as for traveling and anything like that. So that's one thing that I really appreciate about this car. All right, now the second thing I want to talk to you guys about is just going to be the overall comfort of this car. Now, aside from this car, like I said, being a WRX, this car is comfortable. Now, it is a sporty sedan, obviously, it being a WRX. But this car is still very comfortable, and it actually took me by surprise when I drove this car off the lot. This car wasn't too bouncy, it wasn't too stiff. It felt like a normal sedan, but this car's handling is amazing. That's another thing that I'm going to talk about later on. But this car, as far as like the suspension and the ride quality and the comfort and all that stuff, this car was extremely comfortable. It is on aftermarket suspension now. I do have coilovers on this car, and it still rides really well. But before, this car was really comfortable. The suspension was really nice. It was really soft. You could definitely take nice road trips in this car and be comfortable with it and everything like that. And just how this car is so comfortable, but it's able to perform so well when you're taking corners and stuff, that just really impressed me with this car. Now the third thing that I really like about this car is just going to be how this car looks. Especially the front end, I just think that this car has a really nice aggressive look to it. As far as the rear end of this car, I just think it's really good looking as well. And I really love a car with quad tips, and that's one thing that I really love about this car is the quad tips that it brings, even from the factory. I think it just looks really good. Alright, and now for the last 2 things that I want to talk about as far as my top 5 things that I love about my WRX. I'm gonna put my GoPro head strap on, and my GoPro, then the camera is moving and tilting. So yeah, gonna go ahead and put this on, and then just gonna take you guys for a drive and talk about the last 2 things of my top 5 things that I love about this WRX. So yeah, let's get to it. the last two things that I do just want to talk about is going to be, first, second to last thing, is just the way this car handles. So I did say I wanted to talk about the handling on this car a little bit later on, earlier in the video. So the way this car handles, now obviously I am on coilovers. I have Fortunato coilovers, which are absolutely amazing. But from the factory, this car handles so amazing. And now, like I mentioned, the way that Subaru was able to keep this car so comfortable, like literally, like, I'm not gonna say like an Accord or a Camry, like that type of sedan comfort, but it is pretty close. So the way that Subaru was able to keep this car so comfortable in that sense, as far as like how comfortable the ride is, the suspension, and like the stiffness, firmness or softness of the suspension, all that stuff, but being able to keep it to still handle so amazingly was just something that really impressed me on this car. Now, obviously, when you test drive a car at a dealership, it's not really test driving it when you actually own the car and you take it on a back road and you just rip it. Obviously, it's not the same. You don't really, when you test drive a car at a dealership and you're looking to buy it, you don't really know the car yet. You aren't really pushing the car to its limits like you really do when you finally do own the car and you break it in and everything. But that was one thing that really impressed me when I really got to know this car, was just that how comfortable this car is and how amazing it still handles. This car is so fun to take on a nice back road like this that has a bunch of turns and stuff. Unfortunately, this car is kind of ruining it because I'm not able to go too fast. But aside from that, this car, it handles amazingly. It's really fun on back roads and stuff like that, and it's one of my favorite things to do on this car. Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll just hop in the car and go for a drive, just because I just enjoy driving this car so much. And finally, last but not least, of my top 5 is just the potential that this car has. Just a couple grand that you put into this car, and if you buy a WRX, a lot of people are gonna mod it. A couple grand that you put into a WRX, like if you get just full bolt-ons and get a tune, this car, it just makes a huge difference. It really opens up the car, and it just makes the car so much quicker. I'm pretty sure that if you get like full bolt-ons and then just tune it, you'll be beating STIs all day. Let's have some fun. So I mean, if you get like, let's say like a front mount intercooler, a J-pipe, full exhaust, and an intake, and then you tune the car after that, this car will be so quick. You'll be in the 300s as far as horsepower and stuff like that to the wheels. So this car has a lot of potential when you buy it. When you buy it from the factory, this car is very slow. It's extremely slow. I was so disappointed in that, of how slow this car was. But once I did get a Cobb access port and I tuned it to just a stage 1 tune, it made all the difference. It really opened the car up. Sorry everybody, for some reason the GoPro kind of just cut off there while I was driving, but that was just about everything I wanted to talk about. Like I was saying, once you do tune the car and everything, it really opens it up, and it just makes all the difference. It makes the car that much more enjoyable to drive. So that's always something that I do recommend. These cars come very restricted from the factory. But other than that, those are going to be my top 5. Just the comfort, the space, the potential that this car has, the handling, and then just the overall looks of this car. I just think this car looks really good. So those are my top 5 things. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, so any sort of support does help this channel out. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys in the next one.